Good afternoon. We are the Team 7 and we are going to discuss about managing property and liability risk. I am Lowella Gonzaga and I'm going to discuss the sources of risk of the Johnsons. The Johnsons decide how to manage their risk. Harry and Belinda realize that they now face greater risk in their financial affairs. They have decided to review their situation with an eye toward managing their risk more effectively. So as we can see, this is the balance sheet of the Johnsons, which consists of their assets and their liabilities. So we proceed on the questions. Number 1, what are Harry and Belinda's major sources of risk from home and automobile ownership, and what is the potential magnitude of loss from each? Sources of risk sa automobile, yung sources of risk ng Johnson is accident and suffer a loss of income. So dahil meron silang kotse, there is a possibility na ma-involve sila sa isang accident. And syempre kapag merong accident, they may suffer a loss of income since kailangan nilang bayaran yung cost associated with the accident, such as yung compensation sa other party na involved doon sa accident, and also they might suffer a loss of income para po sa pagme-maintain ng automobile in a good condition. And next is the risk of their home, theft and fire. So, merong possibility of loss sa property kapag merong sunog na nag-occur sa bahay nila, and also they might suffer losses from theft. So next is the risk from their personal properties, theft. So since yung jewelries is laging sinusuot, lagi siyang visible sa madaming tao, kaya prone siya sa theft. Johnsons might lose a large amount of money since jewelries are expensive. And that is all for my discussion. Thank you.
Good day, my name is John Gib Guadalupe, and I will going to discuss the potential magnitude of loss in terms of automobile, home, and personal property. So in automobile, it has a low frequency and high severity because vehicle collisions or car accident has low frequency since it will not happen often of you just drink safely and carefully. So alam naman natin na sa pagdating sa automobile, mataas yung severity nito kasi kapag na-aksidente ka, malaki yung damages na pwedeng mawala sa'yo. But it has a low frequency kasi minsan lang mangyari yung aksidente or napakabihirang mangyari nito. So pagdating naman sa home, it has a low frequency and high severity because fire is unlikely to happen frequently, but it does not have a high severity since the damages that may occur to your home can cause a lot. So alam naman natin na kapag sa fire, mataas din yung severity nito kasi once na ikaw ang nasunugan or once na nasunugan kayo ng bahay, pwede itong mag-cause ng pagkaubos ng mga ari-arian nyo kasi alam natin yung fire napaka mahirap na sakon na to para sa atin, but it has low frequency also kasi alam naman natin na pagdating sa mga gantong bagay, yung pagkasunog ng isang ari-arian ay napakabihira lang din. So pagdating naman sa personal property, it has a high frequency and high severity. Katulad na ito yung mga jewelries kasi napaka-expose ng mga jewelries sa atin, lalo na lagi natin itong suot. And it also has a high severity kasi once na na-loss natin yung isang bagay na to, yung item na to, it can cause a lot of severity kasi mataas yung value niya. Sabi dito, jewelries are often worn and exposed to people. That's why it doesn't have high frequency. It also have high severity because jewelries are costly to the cost that you might suffer from it, lesser than the cost you might possibly suffer from your own home and vehicles. So sinasabi dito na pwedeng mas mataas yung value ng jewelry kaysa sa home or automobile. That's why yung level of severity niya ay napakataas. So this ends my report in my part. Thank you for listening.
Today, my name is Jericho Tidi Guzman and I'm going to discuss how to handle the sources of risk listed in Part A. So, if you are planning to acquire an automobile, you should know how to handle the risk. Number 1 is risk transfer. So, you should get an insurance to get them out from suffering large amount of loss in your income. Of course, if you have an auto insurance, it is a contract between you and insurance company that protects you against from financial losses. In case of accidents or thief na mangyayari, magkakaroon ka ng support sa financial income mo. You have risk avoidance. Risk avoidance, it is an elimination of hazard of your assets. In this part, you are controlling your damages and financial consequences. If you have a car, you need to avoid drinking because when you are drunk and follow all driving and traffic rules, you are avoiding the risk. Another is risk avoidance sa home. So sabi dito, so don't you leave fire in your house unattended. Make sure that there is someone watching your stove or any activities that involve fire at your home. Then make sure then na nakatanggal lahat ng outlet doon sa mga hazard area na pwedeng mag-cause ng big fire or kahit maliit man lang to. Lastly, in personal property, dito pumapasok kung paano i-handle yung risk is loss control. If you feel uncomfortable and unsafe at a certain place while wearing your jewelry, you can just unwear it to avoid theft or losses. So sa mga area na alam mong risky or mapanganib, wag na lang nating hayaang suotin yung mga mamahalin nating alahas. And you can also install a safe so your jewelry can sit there without you worrying.
Insurance isn't a waste of money. It is a smart managing of your money and assets because buying insurance is securing yourself and your properties. For example, life insurance, where the insurer promised to pay beneficiaries the money to replace the income when the insured person died. This money can use to pay debts, tuition fees of the beneficiaries, loan, and etc. In car and house insurance, it helps your properties to secure when something bad happens like fire and car accident. These insurances isn't throwing your money in a hole because it will be a great help to your beneficiaries in times of need, and it also gives protection to your family even you're not around, and most especially buying insurances protect the money you are saving for future plans, and if I were you, I'll stop spending too much for the things that gives me temporary happiness, but instead, I will start investing for the one that I know I will help and also my family in the future.